This is Breathe with me. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this morning on the live, you can drop a comment and say hi. Tell me what you're looking forward to. We're getting closer to the weekend. It's Thursday. And if you're watching the replay, you can do #replay. So thank you again for tuning in. This week, we've been talking about raising your vibration. We've talked about finding that vibrational energy in love, in gratitude, in just observing our thoughts. And today, what we're going to do is think about that energy that lies really in our thoughts. Because our thoughts are where we reside a lot of the time, and our thoughts can either raise us up or they can bring us down. We know that. We know that to be true. We know how difficult it is when we get into that rut of thinking about something maybe negative or low energy, and how it just starts to kind of snowball, right? You start to allow yourself to think about these things, and you start to get into that place of, oh my God, right? I was thinking, as I was writing down what I was going to talk about today, I was thinking about Eeyore. Everybody knows who Eeyore is, right? Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, and he's just like, right? That sort of low energy, and he is always thinking or talking about something negative. And we all know people like that in our lives. Hopefully it's not you. But some days we do feel a little Eeyore-ish. And so as we move today and we think about things today, we want to think about, where does our energy go? And just as we don't want it to be like here all the time, if it's up here and like, oh my God, yeah, all the time too, then that's kind of inauthentic and it's super exhausting. I feel like I go into that place sometimes and I have to bring myself back to that midpoint. And that's really where our practice is, right? Finding that place of where can we go that we find that middle ground, not gripping too tight, not just totally letting go, but finding that gentle grip, that gentle hold, so that we find that middle ground. So we'll work on that today. So take a comfortable seat. You can sit up nice and tall and just take a couple breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. And just as we did on Monday, we're going to start by just observing. So just observe where you're at this morning, noticing how your body feels, noticing how your breath is, feeling where you're at. Letting yourself be in whatever you've got going on, but also bringing your breath in, letting yourself connect to that place of lifting up that energy. When we practice mindfulness, we allow ourselves to really be more aware of our own energy and the energy around us. The vibration inside of us and inside everything, even like living animals and plants and things around us, you can even start to notice. So what we want to be able to do here is allow ourselves to notice when our energy feels low and start to bring it back up. And notice when our energy is a little too amped up and maybe bring it down a little. So finding that place, that equilibrium place, the midpoint. Knowing that certain thoughts can raise that energy and certain thoughts can bring it down, but we have that control. So just even noticing here your breath begins to bring that control in. Noticing where you are in the moment, where you are with your breath. Taking a nice full inhale and a nice full exhale. Go ahead, take another round of breath. Okay, and then we'll take our right arm up here, and we're just going to bring our hand back behind our head, our neck, or maybe your upper back, and take your left hand to your right elbow. So starting here, just press your hand into your elbow into your hand. And in everything in yoga, we like to think about this idea that things contract and they expand, and that can happen in our thoughts, it can happen in our body, right? So as you press your hand down, feel those muscles hanging in, and then just press your elbow back up into your hand and expand a little. And notice there's a pulsation to that. You can only do one or the other for so long before you need the other end of it, just like our breath, right? You can only inhale for so long before you need an exhale. Now lean over to the left and just feel that nice stretch here. You can lean your head back, breathe a little deeper. That's it. Good, and as you come out, you can stretch out your arms, turn your head, and we'll switch sides now, taking your left arm up and back behind you. Good morning. That's it. Whether it's behind your head, your neck, your shoulders, and then take your right hand to your left elbow. Press your hand into your elbow back up into your hand. Just feel that nice stretch. That's it. Keep breathing here. Good. Press your head back and lengthen. Feel that pulsation, right? Some things contract and then you can expand, and that's where we feel that nice connection to our energy. Lean up and over to the right now. Notice I didn't go that far, right? Just feeling that stretch, letting yourself extend. Good. Let's take another deep breath. And then come on out, stretching out your arms and turning your head side to side. Just feeling that stretching. Good. And then coming back and just making some slow circles, allowing yourself to really feel that connection in your lower body now. Perfect. Change your direction. So going around in the opposite direction, feeling that movement into the hips, into the lower body. Good morning, Terrence. How are you? And then we'll inhale and roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Exhale and round as you pull your belly in. So inhaling and exhaling. Just moving your spine. Good. Let's do 3 more. Perfect. And then what we'll do is we're going to add on to this. I'm going to scoot forward in my chair a little bit. So you're going to inhale and reach your arms up now, and exhale and hinge forward over your legs, reaching towards the earth. Inhale, stretching up. Good. Exhale and bow forward. Just letting your low back start to stretch. Let's do 2 more. Big inhale and big exhale. That's it. Big inhale, stretching up, leaning back even. Exhaling as you come forward. And then rolling yourself on up. We're going to come up to standing. We're going to do a quick stretch here, and you can do it facing the seat of your chair. Okay, so I'm going to give you some options here. Some of you might be able to do this one with your hands on the floor, but let's all start with our hands on our chair. And if that's too low, you can do the back of the chair, or you can even do your desk or your table. All right, so we're going to start here with our hands on our chair and start to walk your legs back. It's almost like a down dog. Arms are straight, legs are straight. And then step your legs out wide. Okay, so you're going to take this really big stretch here. Start to bend into your right knee. You can shift your weight over to the right, reach your left hip out, and then over to the left. So just bending one leg, reaching those hips back. You're going to feel the muscles hugging onto the bones, feeling all that action there. Good. Let's keep going side to side. So feeling that stretching over to the right. Good, and then up and over to the left. Just feeling as you stretch into the back of the legs. It's a really great wake-up stretch here. I actually do this before I run. I bring my hands down to the floor, and I just stretch side to side, just opening up the hips and the low back. Good, and then as you come back through center now, keep your hips reaching back. Inhale as you look up, and then you can exhale and just start to bow forward. So inhaling up. Exhaling as you bow. Remember, your legs are wide here. They're straight. The toes are pointing forward. Good. One more time. Big inhale. Big exhale. Good. And then look towards your chair and walk yourself back in. You can roll yourself on up and come back to that comfortable seat, whatever it is for you. Whew. Getting your head down below your heart just starts to get that energy going. So notice how you're feeling now after you've moved, after you've breathed. And we'll come back now and just start to notice our thoughts, noticing where they go. My meditation teacher used to talk about how our mind kind of looks for the shiny things, right? It's like, oh, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, right? And it's constant, this back and forth, this back and forth. And it makes us feel worn out, right? It's exhausting if you start to follow your mind with all those thoughts. So what we do with our mindfulness is we start to kind of bring it in a little, right? We rein things in so that slowly those thoughts that were going like this, they start to go a little bit less, right? Maybe here and here and here and here until they get into that place, in that midpoint place where they're just kind of going just a little bit side to side. And this is a practice, and I will tell you, I get up, I meditate every morning, and some days my mind is like, right? And maybe it's like that the whole time. So don't feel like, oh gosh, I have to close my eyes and then magically Nicole wants me to, come into the Zen on top of the mountain. It's a practice of starting to understand, right? Where the energy is in our thoughts, how it's moving around, observing it. And as we start to observe it, just like when you observe a kid, right? And they're running around, if you watch them long enough, they're going to be like, oh, wait, why are you watching me, right? So your thoughts will start to soften, they'll start to slow down. But know that that's not like the end all be all, right? It's not every time that you close your eyes that they'll just be like, oh, okay, we're meditating, right? So just know that sometimes it'll be really fast, sometimes it'll start to slow down. Maybe some days you'll get into that zone. It's all good, right? It's all the practice of mindfulness. It's all the practice of meditation. So as you turn in now, just think about where your thoughts are. Maybe it is like a crazy ping pong match of thoughts, and that's okay. Just let yourself observe wherever they're at this morning and how they're making you feel, right? Are they bringing the energy down? Are they bringing the energy up? Can you find that place, that midpoint where you're just in that sweet spot of feeling contentment? Remember, our practice is about observation and moving from that place, not really strong-arming ourselves into anything, right? But as we observe, we start to become more mindful, and as we become more mindful, things start to come and they start to calm down. So as you breathe now, think about that inhale and the exhale. And just let yourself reside in that place, the place of the inhale and the place of the exhale. Maybe even start to notice the place where your breath first meets your nose. And then come back to your thoughts, noticing where they're at. As we bring our attention towards the breath, towards that natural pulsation in our bodies and in our lives, things start to settle, start to release a little. And as you continue with your breath, noticing where your breath first meets your nose, see if you can relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders and your neck. Even relax your hips. Just giving yourself permission to observe, to be present, to notice where your vibration's at this morning. Finding that midpoint, that middle road where you can feel content, connected, at ease. Let's take 3 more breaths here. On your next exhale, you can blink your eyes open and bring some movement to your fingers and to your toes. And just take a nice stretch, whether it's arms overhead or to the side, moving your head and your neck here, and then coming all the way back. Bringing your hands in front of your heart. So just noticing where you're at this morning after that connection, after that practice. We honor this practice of connecting with what we have, of allowing ourselves to really bring that energy in, to bring those thoughts in a little. And so we might be able to practice that throughout our day, throughout our week. I bow to you all. Namaste. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Nicole Traum with Nicole Traum Yoga. I have classes going on weekly, and they are going on. You can sign up for them over at NicoleTraumYoga.com. I also have at least one class uploaded right now. So if you can't make our live classes, they are available to purchase now. You can just there's like a whole shop on my website now. Hopefully I'll have a few more on there later today, but they're going to be available for you to download, and then you can do them at your leisure, which is nice. I know a lot of people can't make the certain times, right? So hopefully I will see you then. Otherwise, tomorrow I will have a live class at 9 a.m. You can sign up for that at Nicole Traum Yoga. Thanks again. Bye, everyone.